Greetings everyone. I am here at Caribbean Concrete with Mr. Tetram and the staff. I really want you to have an opportunity to see how things are done. And I tag this as customer service because I want you to see that the interest is being given us quality, and that's so important today. Alright? So I'm here with Mr. Tetram, he's right here. So he's going to explain to us the process involved in the source.
Followers. So basically, I want to explain the process in which we batch the concrete at Caribbean Concrete. Our company is located in London, and we have Mr. London here, who is a potential customer who would have gotten one of the concrete roads with the government of Guyana. So he just came to see the process, and he's interested in buying our concrete for his project. So I just want to show our customers the system that we use. So basically, so as you can see, we have the scale system here. So as you can see on this scale here, this is the amount of sand, right? This is sand. This is sand and cement. That's in this bin out there, as you can see. And then we have the amount of stone is in this bin there. I'll take you downstairs just now. I'll show you the water content, how we do the water and so on. So what we do basically is, in order to verify our measurements and so on, we have a printing system here. As you can see, we have Patricia here. So we print both copies. Pull it out.
That's good. I like this right here.
And this is what you can come and verify back your amount of weight. Concrete work with weight. Basically, the mixture of cement or concrete works with weight. So you can verify back your weight on the in my delivery book. So you have the clerk here. This is how we do our delivery note. Customer name, area it's going, the mix design, etc., the amount of concrete. And then these two copies basically goes to go to the truck. The customer signs the first one, the truck returns back the second one, and then we have the verification of the weight that's been left in the book. As you can see, it has the time on it. It has all the gross weight and everything. So we can't do any mixture and mingle and anything because it's a time system. The time here has to also correspond with the timing on that the trucks basically departs.
Okay.
Outside.
So do we sign on delivery as well?
Yes. So you sign when you come. When truck arrives there, you sign on delivery. So take you outside, see the process. So the trucks are currently being batched here. This is the system of the trucks being batched. Now we have quality control based on the water. This is a water meter. And I forgot to show you upstairs just now, but what we do also for verification of water is that these tanks, we also use it as a secondary system in terms of using the liters here, apart from the amount of water that's being used upstairs that you can actually get from the plant. So what happened upstairs, they pump water.
Right.
But when they pump water, they have to get, let's say, 1100 something liters of water. But what happens, what we do is that, just to double check that, we also use this system, which is a manual system, to make sure that you don't put more water. Because you put excess water in the concrete, you can spoil the concrete. Right? Oh, this here is our chemical. So these are what you call a retarder. These are retarders, and these one over here is called plasticizer. Retarder is the one. Retarder that helps to keep the concrete for some life, give it some life, maybe 2 hours and so on. And yeah, and then we have the plasticizer across here in those tanks, and we have them across here. That kind of make the concrete soft to work. So what happens? Customers keep coming and saying that, you know, they want more water into the concrete. You can't do that. When you do that, you can affect the strength of the concrete.
So what strength are you working at?
We work at 500 psi. Yeah, 500 psi is our strength. So these chemical helps with the strength of the concrete. So you can't, something you get a concrete, customer complain they get a concrete too stiff, but we can't give them more soft than that, because we want to make sure that they get the quality that they pay for.
People normally use little ransom and just flip it over.
Yeah. And concrete is all about weight all the time. So that's the reason why you can't, I believe the government would have moved away from the normal funnel stuff and the ransom and so on to go to batching plant to get quality concrete, because concrete can only be measured by weight. If you have variance in weight, the volume of cement and the volume of stone and the volume of sand, then you will get a different PSI on the concrete. So that's the reason why you can't use the average, because if you use average, you use 2 buckets of sand, 2 buckets of stone, 2 buckets of, it can't work, or else you're gonna get the difference in PSI.
So but how much is one of these trucks?
So one of these trucks here, basically, these trucks can hold about 12 or 13 cubic yards, but we don't put 12 or 13 cubic yards in them. We use 9.5.
9.5, okay.
Because what happens is that when people pour in on the road and they get, let's say, 20 feet with one truck, and then the next one come and give them 25 feet, then the other one come back and give them. So we try to keep to one standard. We have two smaller trucks that does 8 yards.
Okay.
But these trucks, although they can fetch more, we use only 9.5 cubic yards we put into them.
Okay.
So that's the system that we work with here. So
I am really impressed actually with what you're doing, because it really ensures we get quality.
Yeah, quality is something that we also pride ourselves in, because we want to make sure to get quality concrete. That's
just to have the other contractors as well. Now, every batch will have to be tested.
Correct. Yeah, you have to do six sample tests.
Okay. How do you advise them to go about dealing with that?
So come. Let me show you. Let me show you the samples, the tests and everything.
Guys are hard at work here. I just came for us to have a chance to see what's going on. I'm so glad to be doing this today. So it's not a hit and miss system that Chetram is operating by, right? There's no hit and miss here. It's the way by you have records of everything. You're seeing the measuring the quantities. That doesn't matter. Nothing. It shows how you preserve this concrete.
Good. So these are all customers' samples that they would have brought to us.
Okay.
So we provide this here free.
Wow.
So basically what they do is that right at the back there we have them stacked up there, and we give you, when you have to do your concrete,
right,
we loan you one of this. So
and it's being sold in what?
This is water.
Water alone?
Yeah.
No lime?
No, just water alone. So we also provide these sample boxes, in which we loan you them for 1 day. So you cast in today, we loan you them.
Okay.
We basically charge you $300,000 as a security deposit.
Makes sense.
And then tomorrow when you bring it back, we give you back the $300,000, provided you don't damage it.
Right.
Because one of it is $10,000.
Yeah.
So if you damage it, you got to pay $10,000.
Yeah.
And if you lapse and you're not bringing it back tomorrow, then we start charging you $1,000 on the box. Just to make sure that you bring it back.
Right.
But when you bring it back now, you can bring your sample, you can store your sample here, you got records of the sample, that you brought your sample here and everything. So because what we want to do is to manage your samples.
Right.
The reason why we are doing this is that if we leave you with this sample on the road and you don't soak it like this, and then you take it and test it, and the concrete doesn't come up with the strength, you're going to say Caribbean Concrete deliver substandard concrete to you.
That's important because I know what you're talking about. and it must be stored in moisture.
Exactly.
So these little things we call nuances people really don't know. I'm coming person new to the business, so we're really helping them out here today.
Exactly.
One, I see people sometimes build their own boxes out of wood, and wood will absorb the moisture of the concrete sometimes. If they don't keep it moist.
Correct. So you can use the wood, but you have to put in the wood. You have to put plastic.
Correct.
Because when the moisture comes out of because the wood can't see, it doesn't seal, and the moisture comes out of it, and then you fail your test. It's not the concrete is not good, but because the moisture comes out of it and it fails the test, and it doesn't have the content, the cement content in it. So what I also do for my customers is that each truck has to get 6 samples. So we provide about 50 something boxes, depends on the amount that we have. And what I do is that when it comes, I pay because you have to go and test these samples. So what I do is that I have to keep at least one for each truck for my record. So what I do is that I'll pay for one of the sample tests. So if you have 10 trucks, you gotta get 6 to sample. I'll be paying for 10. And because I want to make sure that this quality control here that we have here, this is what we basically can able to live up to should the government decide to do a next phase of road or other phase of road like this here and our quality.
Testing them? Which lab?
Well, you can do at the ministry lab. But I have seen Mr. Scott just across the road there. He's setting up a lab. I believe he is waiting to get some certification from Bureau of Standards and maybe the Ministry of Public Works. So because to do a test at Public Works is about $3,500 or $4,000 to do one. But but Mr. Scott has indicated that he intends to charge you a cheaper price. He haven't come up with a price yet, but it's going to be below $3,500. So you don't have to take your test all the way to Georgetown, fetching 60 of this to take to Georgetown. You can bring it right by Scotty and get the test at his lab. Should the lab be certified by thing?
Transporting them is another thing.
Exactly.
Transporting concrete slabs and you put them in the back of some canter, something bounce out of place. You will have a field sometimes they crack.
And then the other thing is that you gotta sit down in Georgetown, wait. You don't know if you're gonna get it done that day. Or maybe the other day or the other day. So they lost a whole day.
Well, let me make an appeal then. I'm appealing. Mr. Scott to have his testing facilities lab, of course, certified, provided meets all the standards, because
correct.
It helps small contractors. And my drive is to really have them in advance in terms of our business structure. I mean, quality is here. But then it can be lost, as you said, and people being ignorant of certain things, and they say Caribbean Concrete didn't do the right thing, when they don't know certain basic things. Because it would be painful to know that you have 9-10 trucks come to the road, or maybe more, and then you miss this stage right here.
Exactly.
You leave the concrete in the sun.
And the first thing I said, the concrete man gives you a wrong concrete. Wrong quality of concrete.
Wow.
You understand?
I'm so impressed, man. Guys are really important.
So, I think... So I'm with Mr. London here, and I believe that we would have explained everything that needs to be explained. And anything you guys are always welcome to. Let me show them outside as well too, because what I want to do is that any contractor that wants to verify their weight in the concrete, they can send someone during the course of the day that we are batching for them. And they can do quality control right here.
That's normally done overseas.
But we can send it, but they can also send someone here, and they can do, and they don't have to even go into the office, because as you can see,
stand right here
you can. I'll provide a desk for you, and you can stand right here, and you can see.
You can zoom.
You can see the.
Look at that. That's nice. Exactly.
You can see the screen with the weight and everything and so on and so forth.
That's cool.
So you can't go wrong with this kind of a system here.
So that we asking for a number. I guess people ready to do business.
Well, I mean, we're Linden and most of the
Caribbean chemicals, right?
Caribbean concrete.
I keep saying chemicals.
Caribbean concrete.
Caribbean concrete, right? So I came to do a site visit today as well as too. Engagement in business, because I want to know the quality is there for the people in Linden and Guyana. Because it's taxpayers dealing with this. Alright, so let's make this happen. And let's make it happen in the right way, which is this way. Okay, so thanks again, Mr. Chetram.
Alright,
appreciate it, man.
Thanks, sorry.
Alright, viewers all, thank you so much. So you see how we do it, right? We ensure that I came here, you saw what it is, you know exactly what you're dealing with. So I encourage you to deal with, especially when it comes to the box, the sample boxes. You can be caught and you can get yourself in trouble. It doesn't make sense to do all of this and then your samples fail. All right, because you can see that everything you need is actually provided for here. Even the drums of the water and stuff to keep your samples moist, they're here. So we'll talk, share the broadcast far and wide, and I'm about promoting business in Linden. Well, Guyana, but I'm from Linden, right?
Caribbean Concrete has been a business that's been established in Linden since, well, we have been here since 2012 basically.
Wow.
Yeah, in the sawmill industry, then we move across to the roofing industry that we do roofing and stuff.
Yes.
And then we have the Caribbean Concrete, which is the concrete part of the business.
Right.
Then we have oxygen
As well.
Yeah. So we basically supply most of the oxygen for the entire health sector in the country.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
wow.
Because what used to happen is that they had other companies used to import oxygen.
I remember,
and so
I remember that,
forth.
yeah.
And of course, during the COVID time and so on, I would have invested into this type of business in the oxygen plant and so on. And so we basically provide for the group, the CB group of companies, provide all these kind of services.
That is excellent.
And we do it for Linden, for Lindeners.
I like that.
So when we hire people, as long as they're available, we hire Lindeners. You understand? Unfortunately, it seems as though like everybody got the job now, so we gotta basically go and we gotta hire the business or sometimes and so on and so forth. You know, but all my businesses are primarily Linden businesses, Linden based, with Linden people working.
I like that. I like that.
When we do that now, so when the thing about it is that we tend to argue sometimes that Chinese are coming in and taking over our stuff, and people from overseas are coming and taking over our stuff and everything. But we have to build a capacity within our community. Yeah, you understand? Stronger community will able to make stronger and better citizens. Yeah. So if you build and you invest into a area or you invest into a community, you want to rise your people as well. I like that. So when you do that, you hire your people, and you also, the other way around, you also have to get support. So far, I've been getting tremendous support from that's good. The people of Linden and so on. I want to thank them for that too, because the support that they get from Lindeners, I mean, it's remarkable. Yeah. And I want to thank them for that, and I want to make sure that they know that I appreciate what they're doing for me, and similarly, I would hope that they appreciate what I'm doing for them. Yeah, well, I was about to say that because it's all about us doing what we have to do and giving back to the community and as best as we can. And yours is in reference to employment and really helping people out. Because if you're out there, you need a job, you're a young man or a woman, you need a job, you're able-bodied, come and at least apply. Make an effort to do so. We always have vacancy. Always have vacancy here, because the thing about it is that the country is growing at a pace now. 40-50% growth in the economy. And the thing about it is that when that happens, despite whichever part of the country you're at, the country grows at that pace. You need to, your businesses basically grows at that pace as well. Yeah. So it's like now I can produce as much lumber as I want. Wow. To sell because the market is available. Yeah, right. Our base used to be export before. Now the local market basically would have sucked up everything. Wow. But the issue we're having is that we cannot grow more because who's going to do the work? Yeah. People don't want to. You're not getting people to work. Oh my goodness. As much as you used to get into work before. Right. Let's say you used to pay a labor, let's say $5,000 per day. Let's say 3-4 years ago. I remember. Now you got to pay maybe $6,000 and $7,000. So what happened is that when a guy used to work 6 days a week for $30,000, now he work 4 days a week and you get $40,000. Yeah. So what happens? You think he stays home for the other company? Right. I know you're talking about. You cannot grow the business in terms of that way. I know exactly what you're talking about. The demand is so much right now, but all in all, we are making sure that we try to reach the different demands that are available in Linden, because Linden is it's a growing economy, and there's so much things. It's very strategic because what's happening in reference to the roads and stuff, and the Brazil, as they call it, Maburu Road. So much will happen in this community, and I'm so glad that
here in Linden, we've got the mentality, we're developing that mentality that says, you know what, let us work together so that we're able to build this community. If every community decides they're going to work the way we are here, then things get better. And so I'm here to advocate for us to do business at the highest level. I mean, make it happen because you have the capacity here. What we need now is the labor force to really make this happen. So, as I say again, if there's work available, all right, young men get to work done here. Now, tell me something. Do you train people when they come here as well?
Yeah, we train people. But the problem we get when we train people is that, let's say in the sawmill industry, we train people in the sawmill industry. We spend sometimes $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, maybe $1 million to send them to train. We send them to different companies train. We send people from Linden to China already.
Wow.
Yeah, to go and check out mills and all this kind of thing, right? To train. We had a Chinese guy, he was only down here he went back on Old Year's Day. He was here for 3 weeks training employees. Now, when the problem is that when you train them, you don't have any assurance that they'll stay. When you train them, you spend so much of money to train them. So it's like, let me give you an example. You will take a guy to, let's say, operate a sawmill. Then you will train him. You will give him days off to go train, do what he has to do.
Right.
Then whilst he's putting the wood or putting the lumber, he spiles some of the wood, he'll make some issues with the mill, he broke the mill, whatever. Right. So all that is a cost.
Correct.
By the time you finish training him, it's about $2-3 million in costs and loss and everything.
Wow.
So you expect now to get him to work for you.
Correct.
Now, you might be paying him, let's say, a semi-skilled labor, let's say pay him $8,000 a day.
Right.
But as soon as he feel that he done train, he wants to get 10 and 12 and $14,000 a day.
Right.
Now, if you can't pay him that money, he moves and he can't, because so much job is available.
Yeah.
He'll go to the next sawmill and then guys got with him. So that's a problem. That's one of the problems, one of the issues we are getting. Because the issue we get in is that when you train them, but still you still have to train.
Right.
Because you need
must.
people to work for you.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like we are looking to people at the oxygen plant for them to come and try to learn the oxygen system, how to do oxygen system and everything, and so in hospitals and so, because that's one of our business as well too.
Right.
We do all the oxygen lines and stuff in various hospitals and so on. So we try to get people, even from the training school, we try to get guys to come.
Right.
And they come and they lime and that's it. And they don't want to in local to push your body.
Yeah, right.
You understand? So that's the thing. We provide all those kind of things for them. But the thing about Linden is that you have to be prepared for what's coming.
Yeah.
Like for example, see I have that warehouse in front there?
Yes.
That's a big warehouse. That's over 12,000 square feet.
Yes, there's a
warehouse in front there, right?
All right, we're beyond this up.
Just the warehouse.
That blue building behind there?
And you know what that warehouse is for? When the Brazil Road open, I'm hoping that I'll have the first warehouses available to start facilitating that project.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So you have to, like the concrete. Now I am selling some concrete now. I haven't been selling concrete for the longest while because the projects were not really available and so on and so forth. But I did this 4 years now.
Yeah.
And it's available now for people in Linden.
Correct.
So, like, you might have some critics saying, oh, when you selling concrete and stuff, all these roads, why you gotta get all this? But I would have set up this thing
years ago.
4 years ago. I set this thing up.
That's good. That's
you
good.
understand? So it's
that's
here.
Good. Yeah.
I didn't hear anybody saying Chetram set up a concrete plant and it's like a white elephant.
Right.
But now I'm getting some business. Chetram set up.
No, but I mean, it has a lot to do with the way people see with mentality, and we have to understand that. All right, we have to understand it because once you know about development, how development works, you think ahead. We can't think but now. So now that it's happening, you're prepared for it. Now we're here in Amelia's ward, but you have another plant, another batch plant.
Yeah, another batch plant in Wismar.
In Wismar, all right.
And
you have another plant
I
in
would have
Wismar.
set up another plant in Wismar to be able to facilitate because the bridge.
Yes.
If I have to move cargo if I have to move cement from Amelia's ward to take on the Wismar shore, it takes. When I have my vehicle and I'm driving, it takes me 2 hours to reach over there.
Believe me, I know.
Because of the traffic and so on. So imagine having a big concrete truck has to go over there. So what we did was that we had an extra plant that we had on the west side. So after the announcement and the contract was signed and everything, so we decided we brought the other plant and we set up on the Wismar shore.
That's good.
Good for us that we had all permits and everything available for
that's
the
good.
plant.
Yeah, that's
plant.
good.
So we could have come and set up, because setting up a batching plant is easy, but we try to follow all the rules and everything.
Okay.
Sometimes you look at competitors want to come and so I have no problem with that.
Right.
Most of the guys that in the sawmill industry that's around here and so on, I would have encouraged them to come.
Wow.
People coming into the batching and concrete, so I don't have a problem with that. But
Right,
but you have to basically you have to get your EPA, get all your relevant paperwork and stuff.
Right.
So when you get those relevant paperwork, you don't know, well, okay, I feel comfortable with a competitor like that.
Yeah.
I don't want the man come and just come and set up next to me and try to compete with me in that kind of a way.
No.
That's unfair business.
It is.
But we would have been, as I said, we would have been here over 4 years now, and I thank God and I also thank the government that they would have their policies and everything that is helping me to be able to sell some concrete and whatever.
And it's good because you're from Linden. I believe the Lindeners who have the service available should be used.
I always want,
right?
I am considering myself a Lindener too, because people keep saying, Chatram come from something, whatever. But in the United States, you go and you spend 5 years in the United States and you get the citizenship, right? And I've been here since 2012. There's over 12, so you get about 3 citizenships.
Right.
And I basically live here. I'm here on Monday mornings and I leave only on Saturday afternoons.
Oh, wow.
So, I consider myself a Lindener, proudly so,
Well,
proudly so.
I'm glad that you do, and I would honestly encourage you to keep building this community. We need more of it. More like you coming to invest in our community as well, and also obviously to give back to the community. So that's important to always return to the people. This is impressive, man.
We try to work around with everybody and make sure everybody is happy with our services and so on. Our customers always come for us. In order to keep a business, you have to be able to satisfy your customers.
Yes, correct.
And if you go around the place, you find out about us. Nobody can say check down over them or rob them.
Right.
But even Jesus Christ was at the Lord, and they had people saying that maybe bad, you doing worse things.
People never talking about you all the time.
So the thing about it is that no matter how good you do, or what how good you portray yourself to be, or how good you would have, how much investment or what you would have done for the community. Sometimes you still got some critics, but
you need them.
That's how it is.
You need
because
them.
You know what?
Right?
Sometimes you're not always going to do everything right.
Yeah.
But you need some critics sometimes to say, you're doing this, you're doing that wrong, or whatever. And so, but you got to know, you got to be knowledgeable enough and smart enough to realize, am I really doing this thing right, or am I doing this wrong, or maybe I should be able to change my ways and do a few things different. And so we're always open at Caribbean Concrete, a CB group of companies, for critics.
Yeah.
You understand? We always looking for critics. You can come and tell us, don't attack me back. Call me and say, Chatram, this is it, that is it, and let me iron it. Because you cannot be able to help me elevate myself from that path that I'm going if I am going wrong.
Right.
If you're not going to come and confront me and say, man, look, this is it, and
right,
that is it, that is it.
Right, yeah.
You not tell somebody. No, you can't happen like that. Say, you can't kill, it's not you can't get too much water or something, you do something wrong here.
Yeah.
Do this here. Don't go and tell people, you can't do this thing, and this man robbing you. Call me, say, hey, this is what's going on. I think that, and let me confront you with anything. But all in all, I want to thank my customers again, and I want to thank you for coming by and do this video also, because it will help in not promoting me alone, but it will help in terms of in analyzing what goes on here for the customer who would have not get that chance to come on the ground and see what's going on. It helps them to understand the whole concept of the doing.
Yeah, because what has happened, Mr. Chatham, is that I realize a lot of people got contracted in it now. We have over 100 plus people. And many persons are not really skilled in the area. So for me, instead of trying to as a singer, I need block a man house, whatever, no, we could inform them. Like I said, I know that with the samples, people get a problem because they don't know how to preserve them, right? So if I can come in and we can show them, well, this is what you need to do, and more so you offering to have drums and stuff, I mean, what else can they ask for? Right? Because you have an interest in the quality that you present to people, all right? And that's important because that affects payment. All right? So people need to understand this is a business you're dealing with here. That's what I said about it's a business you're running here. So if the contractor doesn't do the right thing, there's a whole chain of events. Your workers can be affected by it. Then you can't say Chetram Concrete make you can't pay people, because you see here that you've got all that you need to do to make it happen. All right. Now if you go spend all the money for procurement and you don't have money to pay for the boxes, you're in problems, right? So, but budget well and do well. My brother, I'm so grateful that you're taking the time to do this, to take us on a tour. As I said, people will talk. People talk all the time. It doesn't bother me. I know that I came and I saw for myself, and I look forward to doing business with you, not only now but in the future. All right, because you offer the quality that is really needed, and hopefully others in the industry will follow suit and make it happen. So thank you all. Do well. All right, and y'all take care.